story to tell. The Russian Sukhoi Su-30 Flanker-C and the US General Dynamics F-16 fighting Falcon are the two most popular jet fighters in the world. The Su-30 is currently in service in Russia, China, Venezuela, Algeria, Uganda, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Meanwhile, the F-16 is even more popular in the US Air Force and 25 other countries. Both Su-30 and F-16 are fourth-generation fighters, not the latest or most advanced like fifth-generation fighters. It should be known that the combat value is not only in the aircraft itself, but also depends on electronic equipment and weapons. So the fifth-generation fighter is not necessarily superior to the fourth generation in all aspects. On the other hand, experts say that only 10 years from now, stealth capabilities like today will no longer be effective when electronic technology has new advances. In other words, decades from now, the improved fourth-generation fighters will still be rivals of the fifth generation, not until retirement. The Su-30 and F-16 are the two most commonly used fighters today, each with many different versions. They have different features, equipment, and purposes, depending on its battlefield mission. The Su-30 is a heavy, twin-engine fighter with a maximum takeoff weight of 35 tons. Meanwhile, the F-16 is a light fighter, single-engine, with a maximum takeoff weight of about 20 tons. The success of the F-4 Phantom II, a third-generation Mandarin fighter, through experience in the Middle East battlefield, was the lesson for the Sukhoi Company in the Soviet Union to design the Su-27 in 1985. Su-30, with many different versions, is an improvement and modification on the basis of Su-27. The F-16 was originally intended as a day fighter, primarily with the air-to-air mission, intercepting enemy aircraft and protecting airspace. In later versions, the F-16 was developed into an all-weather Mandarin fighter. Except for a few versions, the F-16 is a single-seat fighter, while the Su-30 is a two-seat Mandarin fighter. Both the F-16 and Su-30 have a top speed of about Mach 1.2 at sea level and Mach 2 at altitude, a ceiling of 50,000 feet, and a rate of climb of 45,000 feet per minute. But the F-16 has a range of less than 400 miles, without extra fuel tanks or area refueling. The Su-30 has more than twice the range. Because the F-4 Phantom was so expensive, after the Vietnam War, the US Air Force wanted a light fighter suitable for air combat and less expensive to operate. The F-16 is only half the price of the Su-30 and consumes less fuel. But price is a very complex matter, and there is no standard by which to compare. A new aircraft will include a significant cost of research and development, unlike an aircraft that has entered the mass production line. Then there are equipment and weapons, accessories, maintenance costs, pilot training, and many other needs. Approved for the project in 1976 and in mass production since 1980, the F-16 was the first fighter to use a control system called fly-by-wire. The new approach increases the aircraft's maneuverability. With fly-by-wire, the computer will appropriately adjust all conditions of the aircraft according to the pilot and stabilize to the new condition without additional intervention. With the advancement of missiles and electronic control systems, aerial combat can take place far beyond sight. There was a time when it was thought that some of the fighters' flexibility could be sacrificed through out-of-sight air combat. But in fourth-generation fighters, maneuverability is still considered an essential element of air combat, in or out of sight. The Sukhoi Su-30 is a large and heavy fighter, but has great maneuverability thanks to the thrust vectoring system, first applied to the Su-27 fighters. The axial nozzles of the two engines protrude 32 degrees horizontally and can be rotated up or down 15 degrees. This system, along with the main wing, canals, tail, and rudder, added efficiency to its maneuverability. To date, the F-16 has ceased production for the US Air Force, but continues to produce for export needs. A total of more than 4,600 units were produced. As for the Su-30, more than 630 units have been produced to date and continue with many versions suitable for different missions. The Su-30 is also an important Russian armed export, and Sukhoi also cooperates with India to produce the Su-30 MKI version. As a heavy fighter, the Su-30 carries more munitions than the F-16, including air-to-air, air-to-ground missiles, conventional or guided bombs, and a 30mm GS-8 31 autocannon with 150 rounds. My video about the Su-30 and F-16 fighter answer. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give me your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos. Tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại quý vị và các bạn trong các video tiếp theo.